Hello.
Good morning. We're a couple of minutes late, aren't we?
Well, that was a bit of a flap to start a Friday, wasn't it?
It's got a bit of a Friday feeling.
Got up extra early this morning as well, and it just seemed to go from worse to worse. But there you are.
Anyway, here we are. So the last one of this week, where we are looking at theory questions. We started off with ADI Part 1 theory questions that were catching people out, and we have progressed to take the top 5 or so questions that we know that pupils get confused about within their theory, and of course how to look at bringing those into your lessons. Today we're going to take this one. Here we go, I'll show you that one. Okay. And this was in the top 5 questions that people are confused about. And of course what it is that the multiple choice answers clearly have the correct answer in it, but within there are one or two that people just get confused about. Now, the answer they tend to put is pedestrians in the road, because they look at that sign and they see the dotted lines to mean the road rather than the best pedestrian crossing. And I think that once that is discovered, they then understand. The reason why it's not black and white like a zebra crossing, of course, is because it's any pedestrian crossing. So that's the basis behind the diagram. So that's the one that they get confused with, the pedestrians in the road one.
It would be better if the line's there with that way, wouldn't it? And some lines going up there.
Well, the way I describe it is if you look at that one, the pedestrian is walking across you. Mm-hmm. If you look at that one, what would pedestrians look like if they were walking towards you? They'd look like that. So that then makes sense at the point where it's described about how the pedestrian is, the vision of the pedestrian to you. That then makes sense to them. Yeah, but I can absolutely understand why, if you weren't ready for that one, you would see a road and you'd think pedestrians walking in the road. So no pavement, basically. No pavement, so country lanes type of thing. Anything to say, or are you just here to...
Here to press the buttons.
Are you?
I didn't do that very well. I don't think there's much to add to that. There's no point in making it complicated. It's for all crossings, isn't it, as far as I understand? Yep. Not so all official crossings, so your pelican, your light controlled, and your zebra, not for safe havens and things like that.
Go and find it. Go and find it in real life. Go and find both examples in real life and look at the situations that are the signs have been put into, so that your pupil has something to think back on and remember. So when you're on your country lanes or your rural roads and you see that sign, they'll remember that and the pedestrians walking towards them. And of course, if you're doing pedestrian crossings, which we might actually have a conversation about, because it's a bit of a bugbear of mine, pedestrian crossings.
Yeah, it is mine as well. The way they do it in the theory, annoys me a little bit, annoys me up.
But go and put it into context, because that's how people remember things, when we make it real for them.
And you can sit on Google, can't you, and do Street View and go and find some lanes that you know don't have footpaths. That's where the sign's going to be. You may not have noticed it before because you only see what you look for. So if you can't get out and about at the moment, Google Earth is great, isn't it? Or Google Maps as it now is. Just go and do some virtual touring around.
This is also about taking it to the next level for you guys. So just learning what a sign means is level 1 of basic learning. It's a rote type of learning. Why it's there and what the consequences that it's meaning is the important bit. That's when the learning takes place. So why have they put a pedestrian crossing there, and what does that mean in terms of what to expect? So quite often, if you show a pupil a sign, so for example like this, and you say, what does that sign mean? People will say, well, it means a pedestrian crossing. Well, that's not necessarily what it means. It means beware that there could be people that are about to cross, or cars in front of you that might be slowing down for a pedestrian crossing. So the connotations of the crossing can be 2 or 3-fold in terms of the consequences. So it's about what can you expect, not what does that sign mean. And I think that is a better way of phrasing questions. So when you look at that sign, what can you expect? Not what does the sign mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Why have they put it there and not in other places, potentially? Just thinking while I'm doing that, I'm not 100% sure, because I've not really looked for it, whether that sign is in front of all crossings, or whether, a bit like the junction sign, it's there when there's a crossing round the corner or just coming up a roundabout, something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So why have they warned us about that crossing and not about the one that was a little bit further down? So all of those kind of conversations are really useful.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're back on Monday, aren't we?
And we are.
So having a weekend off. Just like,
We
like
are.
we know which days are which whatever. So I can't even say it, let alone know what day of the week
You
it is.
clearly need a weekend off.
Yeah, absolutely. Working too hard. But
Oh, lovely to see you guys, and take care and be safe. And
we'll
see you on Monday.
See you on Monday. Bye bye.